Hey everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table, and today I have a Where's the Beef video for you. So once every year and a half, we purchase a quarter cow from a local farm, and for us it's called The Farm. It's in Woodbury, Connecticut. Now, we've purchased from other farms in the past, but we used to go out of state. So now we were able to find one that was close to our house, so we didn't have to travel 2-3 hours to get farm fresh meat. So this is completely grass-fed beef, and it is grass-finished beef. And somebody's excited because he's going to have some for dinner. Oh, he's cute. So it's going to be so it's $5 a pound hanging weight. So whatever the cow weighs when it's hung, you pay a quarter of that. Then they trim it, take the bones out, all of that stuff. So you don't get quite as much as poundage as what you are paying for. So that makes the meat itself a little bit more per pound, which I will, once I get this cleared out, I will break it down for you and how much we got and how much it actually comes out to. So now when you go to do this, usually I contact the farm about April-ish, around that time, and then they put our name on a list. And it's usually June, July that we get our order. Today's August 1st. So it's around the same. And they have to wait until it is ready to harvest. It is all humanely raised, humanely processed, and all of that. That is what we look for. Of course, grass-fed, grass-finished. So if you go into the store, you can't compare these prices just to regular store prices because they're not usually grass-fed. Also, you have to make sure when you're comparing prices that you have a grass-fed and grass-finished beef, because grass-fed, grain-finished beef is still cheaper than fully grass-fed. All right. Also, when you break it down per pound, the ground beef that's over here is going to be higher per pound, most likely, than what you can find in like Whole Foods or organic markets, things like that. But what you're doing is you're pricing every single cut of meat, all the way from the fillet to the ground beef, as one price. So I roughly estimated this to be like $7.60 per pound. So you're talking filet mignon, grass-fed, grass-finished, $7.50 per pound, and ground beef, $7.50 per pound. So anyways, that's how it is. Some places, depending on if you buy a quarter or a half cow, they let you pick the cuts you personally want. Some places don't. One of the farms we had gone to does not cryovac. They put everything in butcher's paper, which works just as good, except I like the cryovac because if I ever forget to take something out for dinner, I could just put this in some cool water and it doesn't get waterlogged and it defrosts. So I like the cryovac. I also like it because if you look, it gives you the poundage on there as well. And it tells you exactly what it is. It's not just handwritten. But, you know, that all depends on where you're going. So I'll start over here. I'll show you what you typically get. Also, this cow was a lot larger than ones that we've had in the past. So there's a lot more meat. I'll link the other videos that we have for this. So, you know, that depends. I mean, this came to $966.25. So I was a little bit shocked at that price because typically when we get it, it's about $700-ish, anywhere from like $680 to $750, which is fine that it was $966 because we just have that much more beef. I don't have to do it soon. This, because it's just the two of us and sometimes 4 or 5, will, for dinner. This lasts us at least a year. And of course, the only problem with doing it this way is you might run out of certain steaks and have nothing but ground beef left. So you kind of just have to try to plan around that. Also, if you want any of the organ meat, you probably have to let them know. We don't have any here. I don't ask for it. They don't ask me. I'm sure if I said I wanted some of it, you have to remember you're splitting with other people as well. Unless you buy the whole cow, then I'm sure you could do whatever you want. But they do give bones, which I like because I'm going to make beef bone broth with that. Not let anything go to waste. For our dog, we'll probably give him a bone. He has a sensitive stomach. He doesn't like grease, like anything fatty. He throws up. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I might just give him like beef, because for him, we buy him raw meat. So he's used to eating raw meat. And of course, these are not complete for animals. They need vitamins and all of that stuff added to it. But we do supplement his raw food with ground beef as well. So that's that. And I'll show you over here. I will give you a list of how many pounds after. Over here is all the ground beef. So these are too thick, too tall. Now, they package these in 1 pound packages. You can see like 0.98. Then one might be 1.02, something like that. They average about a pound. If you don't want a pound, if you want more, you can probably tell them that. It all depends on what farm you're going to. So that's all the ground beef. Okay, then over here is all of the beef patties, which obviously is the ground beef in patty form. So you can, of course, use this as regular ground beef if you don't want hamburgers. So that's a lot of ground beef. Now, also remember, you will get a lot of ground beef because there's a good portion of the cow that is very tough. So always count on having quite a bit of ground beef in there as well. Okay. So then over here we have some steaks. We have a beef strip steak. So we got a couple of those. I tried to keep everything about the same around, in the same area. Got a bunch of those. We have a beef shoulder roast, 2 beef briskets. Then there's a sirloin tip steak. Sirloin. I know we have more of those somewhere. And then over here we have beef ribs, more short ribs, short ribs. I think that's it for that. All right, we have eye of the round roast, chuck steak, London broil. These are all London broils. This cute little one here. There's all of these are chuck steaks. And for us, they know that it's just 2 people here, so I like that they're small. That's good for us. Over there are a couple sirloin steaks. There's a big flank steak. Over here is all the stew meat, all of this. Now, we have the filet over here. So there's only 4 small fillets. And again, we're sharing with 3 other people. Here's a big sirloin steak. Another big sirloin steak. These are about 2 pounds each. Let's see, another bottom round roast. These are my favorite. These are, here's a strip steak. Here are the ribeyes. Those are my favorite. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of those. And then over here are all the bones. And this is nice to make, like I said, the beef bone broth with. So what I'm going to do now, count up everything I have so that way I know what's in my freezer. Keep a list, and I will show you the breakdown of the price. Okay, so after I got everything put away, I made a list of everything we have. So we have 5 sirloin steaks for a total of 9 pounds, 12 packages of beef stew for a total of 13.69 pounds, 4 tenderloins for 2.24 pounds, 3 short ribs for 10.03 pounds, 1 flank steak at 1.7 pounds, 13 chuck steaks at 13.36 pounds, 1 bottom round roast 2.44 pounds, 1 shoulder roast 3.04 pounds, 1 eye of the round roast 2.38 pounds, 5 London broil steaks at 5.78 pounds, 1 skirt steak 1.32 pounds, 1 sirloin tip steak at 1.6 pounds, 8 strip steaks, 5.08 pounds, 7 ribeyes, 6.42 pounds, 2 briskets, 4.24 pounds, 21 packages of beef patties, and that's 4 beef patties per package, and that was approximately 21 pounds. They were about a pound each, like I had showed you. The ground beef, 15 packages, 15 pounds, and then for the bones, it was 8.18 pounds. That is a total of 126.5 pounds. We paid $966.25. I can't remember if I said $996 before or $966, but I double checked. Let me see what my receipt is. Oh, I don't know what I did with it. I double checked our receipt, and it was 966 pounds, $966.25, and that averages $7.64 per pound for grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Now, I did try finding equivalent, like for Whole Foods. I could find some beef, like at Costco, things like that, but they don't have grass-fed. So I had a hard time trying to find prices just to compare for you guys. But from Whole Foods, I looked online, and their sirloin steaks were $9.99 a pound. Their flank steaks were $15.99 a pound. Their skirt steaks were $14.99 a pound. Strip steaks were $14.99 a pound. Ribeyes were $19.99 a pound. Their beef patties were $8.69 a pound, and their grass-fed ground beef was $6.99 a pound. So that's just a little bit of, an idea of, it is a big amount of money up front. It's a big investment, but if you have the room, we have a stand-up freezer for this. If you have the room, honestly, and you have the money, you will save so much in the long run, because the cheapest thing here, would probably be bones, but I don't have a price for that. But the cheapest thing here is ground beef patties at $6.99 a pound, and these all average $7.64 a pound. I mean, you're talking filet mignon, ribeye steaks, things like that. But anyways, this is just, what we like to do for our family. I know if you don't have the money right away, you can always find a person or a family. Even if you can't afford a quarter cow up front, go in with 1 or 2 other people. You might be able to, break that down to like $300 a family. And it's not a ton of meat all at once, but it gets you started to see, how it goes for you guys. If you have the space. In the beginning, we were going to split it with my sister, but we ended up just doing the quarter cow ourselves. It works for us. The meat stays very good in the freezer. It's cryovac. Nothing has ever gone bad. Everything has always been very good. Of course, depending on where you purchase the meat from, it might taste a little bit different. But yeah, I don't, this is just what we like to do. And with the meat shortage right now, that originally prompted me to contact the farm to make sure they were still doing it. They didn't raise their prices at all. They kept it the same from the year before, so I was happy about that. So, it's just nice if you can stock up on things. So I hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and share, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.